Hi guys, so it was recently pointed out to me that some of my characters, specifically my protagonists, tend to be rude. Rude! I know, well, first of all, what is rude? Rude is being direct, obnoxious, saying mean things, I don't know, I guess that's kind of how I would define rude. Yes, okay. Yes, I admit that some of my protagonists are quite rude. I don't set out to do that. They just kind of come out. Now, is that a part of me coming out? I'm not going to go into that. Let's just not go there. But some would say yes. Yes. But what do they know? Anyways, why do I write about rude characters? Who are some of my rude characters? Do I have a favorite? Is there a reason why I write about them? Well, to begin with, my first rude character probably ever was Jimmy Groom. He was my first book. He was the protagonist in my second book, which kind of connected, obviously, with the first book. But anyway, he was quite rude, but let's get into the backstory. So this is a guy who, growing up, he was overweight. He was very unpopular and shy. Kids were mean to him. Girls were really mean to him. In high school, junior high, that kind of thing. And then he lost a lot of weight. And then he became kind of popular because he got in a band and all this stuff. And then he was kind of rude. Well, yeah, he was rude because he had the same people who were assholes to him suddenly being nice to him later. And, kind of pissed him off. That was just one example. My next one will probably be Mariah from, her name is Mariah. Also, she was in the vampire book, The Rockstar Vampires before that. Now, Mariah also was kind of rude. She was kind of abrupt, very abrupt. She didn't really care if she offended anyone. She wasn't probably as bad as my current character with George Hernandez, but she had a bite. And no pun intended, since she was a vampire, but yeah, she had a bite. Anyway, but she came from a home where the father, I think, was gone, if I remember correctly. I know I wrote the book, it's been a while though. And the mother was an alcoholic and probably not the best caregiver. So it made sense that she kind of got a little bit jaded. She got, a little bit bitter about life. And so that came out by being rude. And of course, the most famous rude character that I write about, George Hernandez, very rude, doesn't care. You gotta remember, this guy used to be in the cartel. If you're in a cartel, you're not known to be polite. That's not one of the traits that they look for in strong leaders in the cartel. Could get you in trouble if you're too polite, too nice. Or it could worry people because then they're like, what's this person doing that they're being so nice? Not normally goes with it, though. It doesn't really go with it. So, George Hernandez, very abrupt, very rude, very direct. In fact, I was editing something today for my 15th book, 10th book in the Hernandez series, and I was reading, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so rude. He was talking to a lady, and he was kind of pissed off at her, and he was being very, very abrupt. And he, I won't get into it, but he insults her, and He's on a scale of 1 to 10, George Hernandez is about 15 when it comes to rudeness. Whereas my other characters that are rude probably stay between the 5 and 10. So that gives you an idea. So why do I write about these characters? Is there a reason? Is it because I'm rude deep down? Probably. There's a little bit of that. I can be rude and abrupt. Been accused of it before. That's fine. We're not going to get into my backstory though. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, so I just find it fun to write about these characters. Again, just like writing about criminals. Fun. They're a bit edgy. They'll say the things no one else will say, but probably will think in situations similar. One time, George Hernandez, this is probably not so much rude as it is a threat. Most things he says are, a telemarketer called his house, and most of us, you get mad, you hang up, you swear at them, whatever. He told the telemarketer that he'd cut his fucking throat if he could find him, and if he ever called again, that would happen. So, that's probably a little more extreme rude. And again, maybe more of a threat, but that's not my point. My point is it still kind of falls under rude. Now, you probably aren't going to do that if a telemarketer calls your house, but there is probably a part of you who wants to, after, they've called you for the 15th time that day, threatening them a little, maybe telling them off in a more abrupt way than just saying, you know, whatever and hanging up. Just saying. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe that's just me. So anyways, that is why I like writing about rude characters. There's just fun. I'm told they're fun to read about. I enjoy reading about rude characters because it gives me a laugh. It makes me laugh. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Oh, and go to my YouTube channel. Lots of videos there talking about these kind of things. Check it out. Thank you.